Why women secretly love these 6 things more than money. Old Stoic wisdom. We are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied but wasteful of it. Seneca. Welcome back, gentlemen. Today, we're cutting through one of the most persistent myths in the modern dating world, that women are primarily drawn to men with money. It's a narrative pushed by movies, social media, and even some dating advice, but it's deeply misleading. While financial stability is appreciated, it's far from the heart of what truly captivates a woman. The reality: women, especially those of depth, are instinctively drawn to men who embody strength, presence, and purpose. These are timeless traits that reach beyond bank accounts and into the realm of character. And the good news? These qualities can be cultivated no matter your age or income. In this video, we're diving into 6 qualities women quietly crave more than wealth, qualities rooted in old Stoic principles and backed by both human nature and real-life experience. These aren't superficial tactics. They're enduring traits of a man who commands respect, provides emotional security, and knows who he is. If you've ever watched another man effortlessly connect with women without flashing money, status, or bravado, and wondered what his secret is, this is your answer. Stick with me until the end, because understanding these 6 qualities can reshape how you move through life and how women respond to you. Let's get into it. 1. High-value presence, biological attractiveness. There's a kind of man whose presence alone speaks louder than the noisiest room. He doesn't need grand gestures or flamboyant attire to announce himself, because when he walks in, the atmosphere quietly rearranges itself around him, not from ego or performance, but from something deeper, an ancient signal that resonates on a biological level. Women sense it even before they're conscious of it. It's not just about attraction, it's about a kind of primal recognition encoded into human behavior through generations of evolution. Women are biologically inclined to gravitate toward what feels strong, steady, and secure, traits that whisper, "I can survive here. I can build here." This isn't about being the richest man in the room or the one who dominates every conversation. It's about embodying a kind of silent strength, a dignified presence that doesn't flinch for approval. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This is the essence of high-value presence. When your demeanor reflects purpose, self-mastery, and inner calm, you activate a deep psychological signal that draws others to you, especially women. Such presence doesn't just appeal to emotions, it touches something more primal. It tells her subconscious that you're capable of leadership and protection, that you'll remain grounded when the world turns chaotic. A man who earns the respect of other men without demanding it is already operating on a different level. He's not chasing status, he is status. And while society today often encourages loud, performative masculinity, the truth is, women still respond to the man whose power doesn't come from domination, but from restraint and direction. Think of it this way: a storm can be loud, but the mountain that endures the storm is what commands awe. This is the man she leans into, even if she can't explain why. In real life, you don't need to be rich, famous, or wildly charismatic to cultivate this. It starts with how you carry yourself in the mundane moments, your posture, your tone, the calm you bring into a tense situation, your ability to listen without insecurity. It's in your refusal to be rattled by the opinions of others, because your compass points inward. Begin to build this kind of presence by doing hard things quietly, by keeping promises to yourself, by developing mastery in your work, and by surrounding yourself with men who challenge you to grow. As the philosopher Epictetus advised, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. So, gentlemen, ask yourself, does your presence reassure or unsettle? Do people feel safer, calmer, and more focused when you walk in? Or do they brace themselves? These are the quiet truths that women pick up on faster than compliments or cash. If you have ever wondered why some men seem to effortlessly attract admiration, especially from women, it's not sorcery. It's presence. And presence is earned. If this resonates with you or challenges your current self-image, take a moment to reflect and let me know. What do you think it means to be a man with high-value presence? 2. Sociability, social proof and influence. When it comes to attracting and maintaining a woman's attention, there's a subtle yet undeniable power in a man's sociability, his ability to move gracefully through a room and engage with others effortlessly. It's not about being the loudest or trying to outshine everyone else. It's about a quiet, unassuming confidence. A man who doesn't need to dominate conversations or perform for attention carries a magnetic presence simply by being himself. People around him laugh, not because he's trying to impress, but because he understands the mood, reads the room, and adapts with ease. He listens attentively, speaks thoughtfully, and responds with the right balance of humour and insight. This kind of social intelligence is often mistaken for extroversion, but it's deeper than just being outgoing. True sociability is about being emotionally available to others, engaging on a human level, and showing empathy. It's not about putting on a show, but about offering genuine connection. The way a man interacts with people in various social settings speaks volumes about his character and his ability to adapt. When a woman sees a man respected and welcomed by his peers, she doesn't just see popularity, she sees proof of his social competence and emotional intelligence. This is incredibly attractive because it signals something far beyond surface-level traits. It shows he knows how to navigate the complexities of life and relationships. He's a man who can handle situations with ease, and that gives off powerful social proof. That presence, that ability to command respect and warmth, answers one of the most critical unspoken questions a woman may have. If I trust him, will I be safe, understood, and valued? In essence, she's looking for reassurance that being with him will bring her stability, emotional fulfillment, and security. Sociability, in this light, becomes an essential part of a man's emotional armour. It's not about numbers, not about trying to impress her, but about showing her that you are the kind of man others trust and value. And that's a powerful signal of the kind of partner you can be. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. It's not about fighting for attention or proving your worth. It's about maintaining your own dignity and poise. It's this quiet strength and confidence that will draw the right people, especially women, towards you. In real life, this translates into not trying to win affection through flashy gestures or desperate attempts for validation. Instead, focus on cultivating the kind of social presence that speaks for itself. Practice genuine listening, be emotionally available, and show empathy. The women who are truly worth your time will recognize these qualities, and that's when you'll realize that when she chooses another man, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's simply a sign that you were never the right match to begin with. The right woman will always see the value in your presence. What are your thoughts on this approach? How do you see sociability affecting your own relationships and interactions? I'd love to hear your opinion in the comments. 3. Self-confidence, internal power, and trust. Self-confidence is not merely about having a strong presence or speaking with authority. It's about an internal power that women find incredibly magnetic. It's something they can feel before you even speak, something in the way you carry yourself. Before you say a word, a woman often already senses your energy. It's in the way you walk into a room, how you hold your posture, and especially the way your eyes meet hers, steady and clear, without the need for approval. This isn't about arrogance or puffing yourself up to appear larger than life. No, it's something far more profound. It's the alignment of your inner world with your outer actions. It's an unshakable sense of who you are and where you stand in the world that doesn't need to scream for attention. True confidence doesn't come from loud words or demands for validation. It comes from the calm in the storm, the quiet certainty that you know who you are and what you stand for. It's the kind of confidence that remains grounded even in moments of uncertainty. Think about a time when you were in a challenging situation and you remained composed, your thoughts clear, your decisions unwavering. That's the essence of real confidence, being able to trust in yourself no matter what life throws your way. And this is exactly what women find irresistibly attractive. They can feel it when your voice is steady, when your decisions are well thought out, when you don't need to prove anything to anyone because you already know your worth. Building this type of confidence takes time, but it starts with one important thing: trusting yourself. It starts small. It begins with the little promises you make to yourself every day, and keeping those promises. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you build more trust in your own abilities. You don't need external validation to feel important because you already understand that your value doesn't depend on what others think of you. You become comfortable in your own skin, in your own company. This is when true power starts to manifest. Women don't fall for perfection. They fall for presence. It's not about being flawless or having all the answers. It's about showing up fully as who you are, unashamed of your flaws and embracing them. This is what attracts them to you. The man who is unapologetically himself, who doesn't need to pretend or wear a mask. When a man has confidence in who he is and where he's going, a woman doesn't need to question him. She feels safe, secure, and drawn to his authenticity. It's this raw, unfiltered truth that creates the deepest connection. As Ralph Waldo Emerson wisely said, self-trust is the first secret of success. The moment you trust yourself, everything changes. But this confidence is not something that's instant. It's a journey. It's a continuous process of learning to love and trust yourself more each day. It's about setting small, achievable goals and following through, even when no one is watching. It's about stepping into the storm of life and knowing that no matter how fierce the winds may blow, you can weather it because you trust yourself. You've built a solid foundation, and no one can take that away from you. It's also about not seeking attention or approval from others. You don't need the loud accolades or constant praise to feel fulfilled. When you are truly confident, you realize that your worth doesn't hinge on what others think of you. It's built from within. The more you get comfortable with yourself, the less you'll need external praise to feel valued. And this, ultimately, is what makes you a powerful man. The world doesn't need more men who are desperate for attention or approval. It needs more men who are at peace with who they are and where they're going. The more you embrace this internal power, the more women will find you irresistible. They will be drawn to your presence, your authenticity, and your self-assurance. This kind of confidence is magnetic. It's a silent force that speaks louder than any words ever could. In a world that constantly pushes for more, the most powerful thing you can do is stop chasing approval and start chasing alignment. When you align yourself with your true values and purpose, everything else falls into place. A man who trusts himself is a man who cannot be shaken. He doesn't need to prove anything. He doesn't need to shout from the rooftops. His presence alone is enough. He doesn't just exist. He lives with intent. So, what can you do today? Start small, set those daily goals, and make sure you follow through. Stop seeking validation, and instead begin to validate yourself. Own your decisions, and trust that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. And, most importantly, be present. Be present with yourself and be present with others. Your confidence doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. It needs to be steady. Be the man who knows he's enough, and watch how everything in your life begins to change. As the legendary Bruce Lee once said, absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own. That's the essence of true confidence, taking what works for you and embodying it without compromise. Own your power, men. Build it every day and let your presence speak for itself. Like it? Share it. Let the world see the powerful, self-assured man you've become. This is the key to not only attracting women, but living a life of purpose and fulfillment. If you want to unlock the magnetic power of true confidence, start by trusting yourself. Your inner strength is what will attract the right energy into your life. Drop a comment right now. I am the man who trusts his power. Like this video, subscribe for more life-changing wisdom, and remember, confidence is not loud, it is steady. 4. Leadership, direction, and decision-making ability. In every meaningful relationship, there exists an unspoken rhythm, a kind of dance where trust and balance meet. And within that dance, one of the most magnetic traits a man can embody is leadership. Not the kind driven by ego or dominance, but the quiet, steady kind that brings order to chaos and calm to uncertainty. True leadership in a romantic partnership is not about barking commands or asserting superiority. Instead, it's about being the one who confidently knows the direction of the ship when the waters grow choppy. It's about making decisions not with arrogance, but with clarity and intention, allowing her to exhale into her natural femininity. She doesn't want a tyrant or a savior. What she craves, often without knowing how to express it, is a partner with a compass. A man who doesn't waver when life does. As the ancient Stoic Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That power, that mental steadiness, is at the heart of leadership that women deeply respond to. We often underestimate the impact of small gestures, making a reservation without hesitation, sensing emotional shifts without needing words, or staying composed in the face of the unexpected. These aren't grand displays. They're the little moments where a man demonstrates he's tuned in and grounded. They say, "I've got this," not in words, but through presence. And that presence builds trust like nothing else. Imagine being in a storm and finding someone who doesn't flinch. That's who she'll lean into. The strength of that leadership isn't just seen when things are falling apart. It's even more visible in how a man handles the everyday, the way he makes choices, shows up consistently, and remains unshaken by momentary drama. That's the kind of leadership that makes her feel safe to be vulnerable, open, and fully herself. She will naturally lean in, not because she is weak or dependent, but because she senses that this man is anchored. And just like ships trust the lighthouse in the darkest of nights, she too begins to trust and follow. This doesn't mean you need to have all the answers. It means you're willing to seek them and make decisions with conviction. Real-life leadership is less about perfection and more about presence. In fact, some of the most respected figures in history, like Winston Churchill or Theodore Roosevelt, were admired not because they were flawless, but because they showed up with courage and clarity when it counted most. Take this into your relationships. Show her that you're not afraid to walk ahead and clear the path, but also wise enough to listen and adapt. Blend confidence with humility, and you become the kind of man whose leadership is irresistible. As John Maxwell famously said, "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." Let that be your guiding principle. So reflect for a moment. In your daily interactions, are you being a source of certainty or confusion? Are you stepping forward or hesitating at every turn? Leadership doesn't require a title. It's in how you carry yourself, how you speak with intention, and how you stay grounded even when others aren't. Start embodying this in small, everyday ways, and watch how not just women, but people in general, begin to respond differently to your presence. It's not a trick, it's truth. Now I invite you, what does leadership look like to you in your relationships? Share your stories and thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective might be the one that lights the path for someone else. 5. Purpose, life mission, and long-term vision. A man with a clear sense of purpose is undeniably magnetic. There's a unique attraction in a person who wakes up each morning driven by something beyond mere pleasure. Purpose gives a man direction, turning his actions into deliberate steps toward a meaningful life. It's not just about chasing fleeting desires or accumulating material wealth. It's about having something deeper to live for. In a world full of distractions and instant gratification, A man who can focus on his purpose is rare and valuable. This clarity doesn't come from wanting things for the sake of wanting them, but from a profound understanding of what truly matters. A man with purpose can easily stand out in a crowd because his actions are driven by a vision that is larger than himself. And this is not just about achieving short-term goals, but about shaping a life that will resonate long after he is gone. To ask yourself, what do I want my legacy to be, is to confront the true essence of purpose. It's about identifying the core values that guide your decisions, the principles you want to be remembered for, and the sacrifices you are willing to make to live up to them. Women are drawn to men who exude this kind of clarity, not because they are perfect or flawless, but because they demonstrate a commitment to something greater than themselves. The power of purpose is not in what you achieve, but in what you are willing to give up and how you remain steady in the face of adversity. A life lived with purpose leaves behind more than just material wealth. It leaves behind a legacy, an impact on others, and a sense of fulfillment that money could never buy. Purpose, then, is not just an abstract concept. It's the force that drives you through life with intention and meaning, leading you to contribute in ways that will be felt long after you've gone. When you have purpose, you radiate confidence, stability, and a sense of calm that makes you irresistibly attractive to others, particularly women, who often find themselves drawn to men who can lead with clarity and conviction. It's not just about what you do, but why you do it. And that why, when deeply rooted in purpose, becomes the compass that guides you through life, ensuring that you are not swayed by the fleeting trends or empty pursuits of the world around you. In the modern age of constant distractions, purpose is the anchor that keeps you grounded, ensuring that no matter how chaotic life gets, you are always moving towards something meaningful. So take the time to reflect on what truly matters to you, and use that purpose as your guiding star in all that you do. It's not about finding the easy path, but about committing to a journey that will ultimately lead you to a life that is both fulfilling and impactful. Stick with me, because this is just the beginning. We're moving forward with even more powerful tactics to leave a lasting impact on their mind. Get ready for the next move, one that deepens their connection to you in ways they can't ignore. If you are ready, comment, "Let's go. Let's move forward." 6. Emotional stability, calmness, and self-control. In today's unpredictable, fast-paced world where change is constant and uncertainty lurks around every corner, the power of emotional stability has become an incredibly rare and desirable quality in a man. This isn't about just maintaining control in the moment. It's about developing a deep-rooted strength that allows you to remain unshaken when life's turbulence strikes. You see, in the eyes of women, emotional steadiness is more than just a trait. It's a beacon of security. It tells them, in a world full of chaos, I am your calm. When things go wrong, when challenges arise, when emotions run high, there's something magnetic about a man who can stand firm. It is this steady presence that creates a connection far deeper than the superficiality of wealth or material success. The true currency of a relationship is built upon trust, stability, and emotional maturity. A woman, no matter how successful or independent she is, wants to know that when life's storms hit, her partner won't be swept away by them. She wants to feel that, in those challenging moments, she can lean on him, knowing that his inner strength will carry both of them through. When a man is emotionally steady, he becomes a rock, firm, unyielding, reliable. That's something that can't be bought with any amount of money. It's earned through emotional maturity, through the ability to stay calm in the face of adversity, and through the quiet strength of self-control. In many ways, emotional stability is about responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. This is where so many relationships falter, when individuals act out of frustration or anger, when they give in to knee-jerk reactions rather than taking a step back, pausing and choosing to respond in a way that fosters connection. Emotional steadiness isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about mastering them. It's knowing when to speak, when to listen, and most importantly, when to remain silent. It's this emotional consistency that builds trust, nurtures intimacy, and forges a connection that goes far beyond mere attraction. By practicing self-reflection, you can learn to identify your triggers and develop the ability to pause before you act. It's in this pause, this brief moment where you take a breath and regain control, that you open the door to more thoughtful, effective responses. These moments of self-regulation are where true power lies. Imagine being the person in the room who never loses his cool, who remains calm in the face of a challenge, who consistently exudes a sense of emotional balance. The greatest victory is over oneself, said Plato. And indeed, the most powerful form of control you can possess is the control over your own emotions. When a man consistently shows this kind of emotional steadiness, it fosters a sense of safety and security in a relationship. Women know that with a partner like that, they can face anything life throws at them, whether it's a job loss, a family crisis, or a personal struggle. That kind of assurance allows both partners to grow together, trust each other more deeply, and thrive in a partnership that is built on more than just attraction or physical presence. It becomes something far more meaningful, an emotional foundation upon which they can both build a lasting relationship. This is not a trait that can be faked or bought. It's something that requires self-awareness, practice, and an unwavering commitment to emotional growth. It requires the discipline to step back in moments of conflict, to understand your feelings without allowing them to dictate your actions. It's this emotional mastery that builds the kind of trust that makes a woman feel safe, cherished, and respected. Remember, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us, as Ralph Waldo Emerson so wisely stated. The true strength of a man lies within his emotional maturity, and when he masters this aspect of his life, he becomes a force of nature, one who can weather the storms of life with grace and, in doing so, attract the love, respect, and loyalty that he seeks. This is the secret that many men overlook. The true power lies in your ability to stay grounded, calm, and composed. When you choose to embody emotional steadiness, you not only become more attractive, but you become the kind of partner that a woman can rely on, trust, and ultimately build a future with. In a world where everyone is chasing the next big thing, this rare quality will set you apart. Let it be your secret weapon. So, let me leave you with this challenge. The next time you find yourself in the midst of an emotional whirlwind, take a moment to pause. Respond. Don't react. If you want to stand out and build a connection that goes deeper than money or material wealth, emotional stability is your key. It's what women secretly crave, a steady presence in times of chaos. Show the world your emotional mastery and let it become your secret weapon. If you're ready to embrace this power, comment. I will master my emotions and become a steady force. The strategy of self-improvement. In the journey of becoming a man who effortlessly attracts not just attention, but admiration and connection from high-quality women, there's one timeless strategy that has stood the test of centuries. Self-improvement, not the shallow kind tied to ego or trends, but the deep-rooted, character-shaping kind that builds a man from the inside out. Contrary to popular belief, women are not obsessed with money itself. They're drawn to what money represents in a man: direction, drive, and the ability to provide and protect if necessary. But what truly captivates them on a level they may not even consciously articulate are 6 foundational traits: independence, discipline, confidence, health, emotional communication, and leadership. These 6 aren't flashy, but they're unforgettable. Think about it. Independence tells her you can stand on your own 2 feet, that you won't become needy or controlling. Discipline tells her you can keep your word, that you won't fall apart when life gets hard. Confidence, when genuine, signals a man who doesn't seek validation from the world, but moves through it with quiet strength. Health, physical, emotional, and mental, shows her you respect your life and your future. Communication makes her feel seen, heard, and safe. Leadership, in its highest form, is not dominance but direction, knowing where you're going and having the integrity to bring others along with you. These 6 things build a gravitational pull around a man that's far more powerful than a luxury watch or a 6-figure income ever could. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. That wisdom still holds. Women are far more tuned into the energy you give off than the items you own. A man obsessed with surface-level appeal is easy to find and easy to forget. A man building himself into someone trustworthy, capable, and emotionally aware? That's rare. That's memorable. And that's magnetic. Financial growth, for example, isn't impressive because of the number in your bank account, but because it reflects planning, sacrifice, and long-term thinking. A man who takes care of his finances is telling the world, and any future partner, I am prepared. Physical fitness, while often reduced to aesthetics, actually demonstrates much more. It shows you can commit, endure discomfort, and care for your future self. Women notice this. They may compliment your arms, but what truly strikes them is the discipline behind them. When it comes to style and grooming, it's not about vanity, it's about respect. Respect for how you show up in the world, how you carry yourself, and how you represent your inner world through your outer appearance. James Allen once said, "A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all his thoughts." And this truth bleeds into every area of your life, your body, your habits, your relationships. If your internal world is chaotic or lazy, it shows. But when it's ordered, focused, and grounded, it radiates without a single word. Communication is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools a man can possess. The ability to not only speak but to listen, to truly understand what someone else is feeling, creates a bond that goes beyond the surface. Many men talk, few men connect, and women, especially those who are emotionally mature, crave that depth more than they'll ever admit aloud. And then there's leadership, not in the outdated sense of control, but in the modern sense of responsibility. A man who leads with calm decisiveness, who can make tough calls without being cold, and who earns trust through consistent action, is invaluable in a world that's constantly shifting. As John Wooden said, "The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching." This quiet strength is exactly what makes you irresistible, not loud bravado or forced alpha energy, but quiet, unwavering certainty. Real life rewards those who focus on growth rather than performance. That means waking up earlier to train, not because you want attention, but because you refuse to break a promise to yourself. It means learning not just how to speak with charm, but how to understand with empathy. It means reading books that challenge your thinking instead of scrolling endlessly to escape it. It means having the courage to sit alone with your thoughts and ask, am I becoming the kind of man I would trust with someone I love? Because when you build yourself into that man, not for women, not for applause, but because you refuse to waste your potential, that is when everything changes. Women sense it, life respects it, and attraction. It becomes effortless because you're no longer seeking it externally. You've become the source of it. You become the man who doesn't chase but chooses. And in a world full of noise, that kind of presence is both rare and irresistible. So take a moment to reflect. Where are you strong? And where can you grow? What habits need to go and which ones do you need to build? Start today. Be relentless. And don't do it for approval, do it for legacy. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What trait have you found women value most? And what are you working on right now? Your story might just inspire someone else to start building too. Final thoughts. The belief that women are solely driven by money is not only outdated, but it also misses the point. What truly attracts a woman and earns her deep respect are qualities that resonate on a far more profound level, those grounded in both biology and psychology. It's the confidence you project, the leadership you demonstrate, the influence you wield in social settings, the sense of purpose that drives your actions, and your emotional stability in times of uncertainty. These traits don't just speak to a woman's desires, they touch something deeper, something timeless in the human experience. Women are drawn to men who exhibit emotional intelligence because it fosters a sense of trust and security. It's not about having the perfect life or an extravagant lifestyle. It's about being fully present, understanding your purpose, and working consistently towards becoming the best version of yourself. When you take the time to develop and embody these qualities, you begin to radiate a quiet strength that naturally attracts respect and admiration. In today's world, where distractions are everywhere and instant gratification runs rampant, it's the man who takes the time to develop these inner traits that stands apart. Improvement doesn't happen overnight, and the journey to becoming the man you want to be may take time. But with each step you take, you grow more grounded, respected, and, yes, deeply desired by those around you. As you embrace this process, you may begin to notice subtle but powerful shifts in how people interact with you. Women, in particular, will appreciate your depth of character, your emotional resilience, and your unwavering sense of direction in life. Your turn. Now, let's bring this into your own experience. What's one specific trait you're working on right now? Maybe it's learning to manage your emotions more effectively, or developing a clearer sense of purpose in your life. Take a moment to reflect on how this focus has already impacted your relationships, whether they are romantic, professional, or even with friends. Have you noticed a positive shift in how others perceive you? Perhaps you feel more grounded and secure in your interactions, or maybe you've noticed that people are starting to trust you more, confide in you, or even seek your advice. The key to attraction and building deep connections lies not in material possessions, but in the personal growth you consistently invest in. So, share your thoughts and experiences with us in the comments below. We'd love to hear how working on your inner qualities has transformed your relationships. And if this content has shifted your perspective, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can continue your journey towards becoming a high-value man. We're here for more insights on mastering yourself, becoming the best version of you, and understanding what truly attracts others in today's world. See you in the next video.